especially after the war.
It can't go straight.
So soon after the war, the birth registration business, UNICEF decided to work with the government to help them to improve their birth registration business. Because you know what? The birth registration is important for the child, because that recording of the child is that document that shows that the child is recorded in a government record, and that child has the opportunity to access a lot of services, to be able to get a lot of services that is supposed to get in the country. So since 2008, ending 2008, going 2009, UNICEF has started working along with other partners, working to support the government to straighten the birth registration business, to make sure that we put some system in place and take the birth registration from Monrovia and carry all the way in the other continent. All the other continents, so that birth registration business can be happening there. Because before, birth registration was only in Monrovia. So everybody got to be coming. You got to come to Monrovia, and you know how money business looking, and not everybody able to come. But because the birth registration business is a right, they got one big document that they say the CRC, the Convention on the Rights of the Child. That Article 7 in that convention say a child has the right. It is the right of the child to be registered as soon as that child born. By the time they born that child supposed to be registered. And that child supposed to have a name. That child supposed to know who born them, where they are born. So all that information there. And since we working for children, we got to make sure, because all we do is working to protect the rights of children. All we do is working to defend the rights of children. All we do is creating the opportunities so that when these children have the opportunities to grow in a protective environment, to grow in an environment that will allow them to learn well, they go to school, they go to hospital, and they have the capacity to grow until they become somebody in the future. Because you know, everybody born with capacity, innit? But there are means where you have to develop that capacity to make that child to get somewhere. So since 2008, going 2009, we started supporting the ministry to do birth registration.
Okay. So now, Minister, the government hospital office where you working, that you're the one supposed to do the work here, that by law. Well, anyway, you get people, other people who say, well, we also want to help, so they've been doing it. So from that time on, I know that 2009 and other things, how you were looking for before you just put aside supporting your 2009, because from going all the way they walk, we really sit down from 2006 in the country after the war and all that kind of thing.
Oh, thank you, and thanks to UNICEF for the support from the government side. We want to thank UNICEF for all they have done and continue to do for the children of Liberia. So, as a country, we started birth registration way back in the 70s when they passed the public health law in 1976. That law made compulsory for the registration of every child that was born in Liberia. But the system collapsed during the war. So, for example, my birth certificate is from J.J. Dawson Hospital, and most of my brothers and sisters also. So there were a few facilities, the Phoebe Hospital, Current Hospital, that were doing registering births in the 70s and 80s. But that system stopped because of the war. So after the war, we started, but it was only in Monrovia you can get birth certificate at the bypass office. So it became very difficult for parents and other people outside Monrovia. So around 2008, 2009, UNICEF came in with other partners to help us. And then we decentralized to the county service center. Fortunately for us, the Ministry of Internal Affairs started the county service center also around 2010, 2011. So we decentralized, but still, it was not still sufficient. So 2 years ago, we further break it down to hospitals and some of the health center, and now they are doing it in most of the hospitals, especially government hospitals in the counties.
Okay, so that the particular thing that been happening, Elizabeth and Minister, you put it to the place that small hospital there or anywhere where they call health facility where people can go there to born. Make it now when child will go there, they will register that child and then they will pass that record on to you people. And then we have the whole record of children registered now. The particular why I say that still meaning the question I want to ask is that this particular thing is why is it very important for us to make sure that we register the child when the child born. That's the main thing that people want to know because the people in the interior where there are some places today you are me we don't get no hospital or health facility. Our people are still born in behind the house, but we getting there a better small and now the time but some overborn. We get it, I leave the play open now. The people can put the bed on their back and they can reach there. So when the child born to that place and then we have to go there, why there will be places where no hospital, no nothing or other things. So the particular thing saying you just start supporting you start going inside those places there because they got some places where you have for you to reach that minister. People you're trying to reach there to register all that thing. You start to go inside the interior to try to register children that were born. Because, by the way, let me ask you something. When the woman born the child, maybe on the same spot, nobody there to register the child. So, the children, is there any time that you can go after them to say you must bring your children to come and register? By the time you go to the child, say 5 years, 9 years, so you can still look for the kind of children to register them?
Yeah. So the law is clear. But we have revised the law and we say so when you look at registration there are 3 parts here. There's one we call current registration, there's one we call late registration, and then there's another one we call delay registration. So the current registration means that when you register the child within at least a month when they were born in February and you register them in February, it's current. But once it crosses 1 month, then it goes to late registration. But it should be in the same year. If the child was born in January and you register them between January to December, since it's in the same 2019 or the same 2020 or the same 2018, it's still current in a way, but it's late. But beyond that now, then it's delay registration. So somebody like me want to go register that delay. It's not current, it's not late, it's delay. So the law is clear on that. And we know because we have a situation in our country where a lot of people don't have access to even health facility. So we say, okay, we're not punishing anybody. We'll make it free for people 0 year to 12 years to get it. So for the past 10 years, we have made it very simple. Once you now reach 13-year-old, you 0 year and you moving towards the 12-year-old, we register you free of charge.
Okay.
So that we can increase the number of children.
Okay. Now, they say because the UNICEF is helping to make or to do this, so they get all the material you're looking for to go in the field and do all the things. So the way it's looking now at the government people I'm asking now, the way it's looking with all the money, it say false that the parents them will register their children.
Yes, at a certain point in time we will have to enforce the law. But we're not enforcing the law because the law is old and some of the things in the law we don't want to do that because times have changed. So things that used to happen in the 70s, 80s, it has changed. So what the world moving towards now is not to penalize you or to punish you for not registering your children. But then what they will do is that they make it, what the big people say, there's motivation to register. There is benefit, plenty benefit for you to do it. So when you not do it, then you can't get that benefit. So then it means that it will force you to do it. So one of the things we're trying to do is they say, okay, we'll work with Ministry of Education and say, look, same government is paying, it's free. So all the schools are free. So before your child go to that school, let the child bring the vaccine certificate and the birth certificate. So if you not, we'll not be you, we'll not say anything to you, but when you not get it now, then you can't go to school. So then it force you to go and register. So that's the motivation part. That is the benefit part that we want to attach instead of saying pay $50 because you now register your child. No.
Okay.
So those are some of the things. So for example, healthcare is free. So in our country, so in other places like Firestone, before you benefit from a Firestone hospital when your parents working, that parent must show that they child for them. So they must bring the birth certificate. So once you can bring that child birth certificate, you can't go to the hospital.
You can't even go to the school.
You can't go to the school. So that's some of the benefits. So those are the things you can do to encourage people or push people further to take action.
All right. Now, for your child to get record, be in a record to when they born the child, what they call birth registration. That's what the people from the UNICEF and the government hospital office and myself we're talking about. We will let you to have something to say in this one here. Let me read it no more here, but you will not call now. Until when it is time, I will let you know. So, from the UNICEF, Elizabeth Okai, the Chief Child Protection Officer to UNICEF, and then the Assistant Minister for Vital Statistics from the Government Hospital Office, Mr. Sanford Wesseh. So, you might did no more here, so you can call when the time comes. That's 0779 000691. One more time, 0779 000691. When you call, you will be on ECOWAS Radio 91.5 and 97.1. You will be there, and then you ask a question. Those who hear us in Nemba, in Farmers, in Cape Mount, in Bombay, everywhere, Bassa, you will ask a question in Mankibi, how the whole thing get going. Because you cannot say, oh, I don't know it. Some people say, I don't like to do this thing until, even though the hospital and other things there. So you can ask a question to see how they want to get going and what they must be talking about. Now, so, okay, we told you all to waste more. Just read the number. When the time comes, you will call. Now, this is something that the big donor and UNICEF been doing. We've been having all this kind of problem. I mean, Ministry of Health been doing here, Elizabeth. And so the time finished coming down this time. This particular thing here now, it says something that you want to do with the Ministry of Health. This one that we honor, it says like a campaign, particular time campaign to say, but in one more time, then we'll cool down all on and on and on.
They all on and on and on, and not one time campaign.
Okay.
We've been doing campaigns, we've been doing the regular support. So it's a continuous process. Like I told you, we support the government, right? So once the government tells us this is what we want to be done, we work along with them, and especially when we know it in the interest of children.
Okay.
So this process started long, like I told you, and it's a continuous process until we reach universal coverage.
Okay.
That is, we want all the children to be registered. So right now we're working. So what we can do, sometimes we have the campaign. We go with a mobile team. We go some counties, the hard to reach counties. We go there. We set up there. We register the children. We produce the certificate on the spot. We give it to them. And immediately we want clear the backlog because, like Minister said, excuse me, the system have been centralized for long. We've been decentralizing in bits and pieces. So plenty children miss out on the birth certificate.
Yeah.
So when we do the campaign, most time is to clear that backlog, those children who miss out on the certificate. So we won't come to the point where we only have to deal with the children who have been born in the hospital.
Yeah.
And when we come to that point now, that the reason why we working along with them, we're setting up all in the hospital so that as soon as their child is born, that child can be recorded and be registered. So it not won't stop just now. It will only stop until the ministry say we reach the universal coverage now. Then our record then show that we reach the universal coverage and all the children, and the system is current, that is set up now, that in a facility when, because you see some country, they can't talk the thing called birth registration because the system is set. Automatically when you're born in the hospital, they register your child, they get your child certificate and that. But for here, Liberia, it's different because of the way our system is. So we continue to support. It's not a one-time thing.
Okay. So, Minister, is it true what I hear that sometimes when they born the child was born, or maybe in the hospital, or they did not do that registration whatever time, that now children who are between from 1 year to 12 years, their parent, you're encouraging their parent to go to somewhere where it's already set up to tell them, say, my child was born special time, and you put the child on record. Is that what's going on?
Yes, it's going on in almost all of the counties. In every county, there is at least a center. In every county, there is a center.
Yeah.
In some counties, there are multiple centers. Like in Monserrado,
Yeah.
JFK, there's a center. Cali, there's a center. At the back of Cali Hospital, there's a center in a same compound. EAWA, JDJ, Redemption, Benson Hospital. So we have centers all around Monserrado.
Okay.
In Nimba, we have a lot of centers. Jackson Eldo, Secretary Comprehensive Center, E&J Hospital, Gunter Methody, and the likes. In Lofa County, we are in Foya Hospital, we are in Telewian, we are in Corin Hospital. In Bon County, we are at CB Doma, we are at Phoebe, we have Bowman, we have Bella.
So, all over the whole
place.
plenty places. So now let's find out something. They say because when the whole theater is the thought, say that anybody you say you know our own, it's now that we try to set up the whole thing to see. So maybe the wait time will be going on, and then would there be in the computer now. Anytime you go there, straight away when the person born, but we be to the place. So some of the children were born. Where or somebody were born and they will not get the hospital record and they go register. There's something that I noticed or that happened to me or anybody will go register. And then the person who talking to you who won't put it so that you say, I was born here, I was born so and so time, they get away or asking you, say, go bring somebody, your big person, your family person, then they can't, what are you talking through? So when the woman, when I born the child, register the child that time and go in there, the same kind of question they're still asking it.
Yeah, but we relax the rule for children in rural part of Liberia or outside Monrovia.
Okay.
And then also we relax the rule for yes, children outside compared to big people.
Yeah.
So when you're doing registration outside Monrovia, it's slightly different from when you're doing registration in Monrovia because of the complexity. So once you go there as a mother, we will ask you some questions to be sure that this child is for you.
Okay, that the child will
and you give the correct information and not wrong information.
All right. So children that were people that were not even say born in a hospital because they are saying this here because not everywhere. In fact, where we have hospital now say women then get away or going by the TBA. I don't know what the TBA is still there.
Yeah,
they born that one before. Some hospital is next door, but the person is already born in a place before they think about going to the hospital. So those kind of people can still walk up to the center to register.
Yes. So anybody can be registered, but not in all our centers. So for the center in Monrovia, the one at Bypass.
Yeah.
That center there is for everybody. Whether you're 99-year-old, you lost your birth certificate, will give you a there. But the ones in the county is restricted because of the security reasons and other reasons. We don't have the structure and the system yet. We're still developing those system and structure to ensure that, to make sure that it can handle people more than 12 years old. So the requirement is not that once you have to be born in hospital before you can get certificate. No, you can be born
anyway.
Any part is the rule is you must be born in Liberia. So once you're born in Liberia, whether on a farm or in a hospital, we still accept you. One of the things we require, especially for children, is your vaccine card or your road to health card. And most of the mother will have road to health card.
Yeah.
So that road to health card will say where you are born. Because even if the child was born on a farm, they will have to carry the child to the hospital for the people to check the child within 1 week. That's what we call postnatal care. And also that child has to go within few days. Once the midwife say, okay, you're strong now, you can carry the baby, you have to go for your first vaccine, the BCG vaccine, the vaccine that protects children from TB. You have to go for that one. And then you have to also go for your polio zero, the first dose of polio, so that the child gets protected. So they know that one. The TBA also know that one. So they will always go. So once they go, the person who's going to check them will ask them all the questions. Oh, what time you are born? I born a child 2 days ago or 3 days. Then they will write on the man card and the child card. So that card, that what we ask for to show that where you are born. If you don't know the age, we can look there.
Okay. Now, the program you hear is Palava Hot. We're on Echoes Radio 91.5 and 97.1. We on this program here every Wednesday and Sunday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Today, we are talking with the people from the Government Hospital Office called Ministry of Health and the United Nations Office that are looking after children. They call UNICEF. We're talking about child or birth registration for children, meaning at the soon as the child born, you must put that child on record, whether in the hospital or where they born, where you must have you put that child name down, they must get record. That's why we are talking about Elizabeth Okai from UNICEF and Sanford Wesseh from the Ministry of Health. Now, we ask you to call. That's 0779 0000691. Now, mark that number because if the say we must follow the rule, we will take a short rest, 2-3 minutes. Then, when we come back now, we open the line so you will see, tell all how you are handling this thing here to the place where you are. If the say, let's just one short break.